You're trying to build a Jewish life, and suddenly you need so much stuff. Your books, your kitchen, your calendar, your mindset. It's beautiful, but it's also a lot. Time, energy, and especially money. When you're building a Jewish life from scratch, there are tools, books, and household items that make things easier, more meaningful, and more accessible. The right tools can make a huge difference. Amazon Prime Day is July 8th through 11th, 2025. And this can be a good time to pick up things you need without breaking the bank. Not everyone wants to use Amazon, and that's totally fine, but I also know it's a practical reality that most people do. Life's complicated, but it's also easy to get distracted or overwhelmed by flashy deals that don't actually serve you. Hi, I'm Kochava, a Jewish convert and the voice behind buildingajewishlife.com. I help people navigate conversion with clarity and calm and real-life solutions so they can build something sustainable and meaningful. And today, I'm going to walk you through making the best of Amazon Prime Day. We'll cover what categories to prioritize, how to spot fake discounts, what not to buy, how to shop with intention, not overwhelm, and how to stay focused on your goals instead of getting swept up in all the stuff. Oh, and yes, you do need a Prime membership to shop. If you don't have one, there is a free trial option. Converts spend so much emotionally. Let's try to save money where we can. You don't need a perfect Jewish setup, but tools can make things easier. This isn't about buying your way into belonging. You can't do that. It's about supporting the life you're already living. All right, let's talk about what's useful to buy, not just what's on sale. I'll drop some links down below to types of products that I would prioritize if I were in your shoes, but I'm not going to give you specific numbers of sales. I don't know what is going to be put on sale. I'm just giving you ideas of things to look for so that you can see if they're on sale. The first category is Jewish books and learning supplies that you can buy during Amazon's Prime Day. Think getting a Chumash, a Torah, Tanakh. All three of those words can refer to the Torah. The Torah or Chumash will have only the first 5 books. Tanakh will have all of the books. So most people own both a Chumash and a Tanakh. So for instance, I personally have an Art Scroll Chumash and a JPS, Jewish Publication Society Tanakh. That's what works for me. Maybe something similar would work for you. Introductory books to halacha or holidays, a siddur, a Jewish prayer book, memoirs of people who converted. That's a really fun rabbit hole. I really need to make a roundup of some memoirs, but I haven't read that many memoirs, actually. So Prime Day is the perfect time to build your library strategically. Do not do the aspirational TBR shelf. I am telling you, as someone who has spent thousands of dollars on Jewish books that I have never read, the aspiration will get you every time. Especially, do not buy books in Hebrew when you don't even know Hebrew yet. Just don't do it. I don't know why I did that. I was extremely optimistic. But also think about study supplies you might want. Index tabs, highlighters, what are they called? Long COVID brain fog. Little index cards. 3x5 cards. You know what those are. I don't know that word right now. My brain doesn't have it. You might also look into getting a journal that you could journal your progress. Some tips. You can search for the publishers Art Scroll and Koren, Koren. Art Scroll is art and scroll put together. 2 good books to put on your list: To Be a Jew and Choosing a Jewish Life. Category number 2 of items you might like to search for on Amazon Prime Day: Shabbat and holiday basics, candlesticks, a Havdalah set, tablecloths, timers for your lights, or a plata, which could also be called like a hot plate. These aren't required, but these are things that you will want eventually as part of your Jewish life. They're pretty basic. These are some of the earliest purchases that most conversion candidates make. With timers, make sure that you're getting appliance timers. You want the big beefy appliance timers if you're going to be running things like a plata on it or a water urn or another small appliance. The other biggest category for people to buy on Amazon Prime Day, number 3, kitchen tools for kosher living. Here's where a lot of our money goes. Hot water urn, Instant Pot, slow cooker, which by the way, your Instant Pot can also be a slow cooker, a second or third set of utensils, cutting boards. If you're starting to separate out meat and dairy and parve, you're going to need more kitchen supplies, and you're going to need the storage to store those supplies. Another really fun one that was really important for me in the beginning is labels. They make little stickers that say meat, dairy, and parve that you can put on your supplies in the kitchen and that will last through the dishwasher. Those labels are life-saving. Of course, nowadays, I run a mostly parve kitchen, and let me tell you, it's way easier. Really cannot oversell how much easier Jewish life is when you're vegetarian or vegan. It's worlds apart. The one thing you do want to be careful about, there are things in your kitchen that it may be better to wait to replace them until after you've finished the conversion process. So talk to your rabbi about that. And of course, nowadays, everybody's got an air fryer. The fourth category of things you might want to find on Amazon Prime Day if you're a conversion candidate is online learning tools. We already mentioned things like index cards and highlighters and tab dividers, but you also might want to invest in a good set of headphones for listening to shirim, classes, a webcam, if you're having meetings with your rabbi and Beit Din over Zoom. Even as simple as a desk lamp might be useful to make the lighting better on your side. Category number 5 you might want to look for on Amazon Prime Day if you're a Jewish conversion candidate is clothing, especially if you're in the Orthodox setting and a woman. You can find a lot of layering supplies to make your current clothing more modest. Men or women could find head coverings if that's relevant to you. Clothing that's great for Shabbat, and also a good pair of sneakers for walking to shul on Shabbat. And the last category of things that you might find useful on Amazon Prime Day, number 6, tools for organizing your Jewish life. This is kind of a catch-all category because there's a lot of organizing you're going to do. And that kind of overlaps with the highlighters and index cards we mentioned earlier. But a whiteboard might be useful to you if that speaks to your learning style. A calendar to help you keep track of the Jewish holidays, a Jewish calendar or a secular calendar or a planner. Storage bins. Storage bins are going to be your friend. There are things that we don't use very often that need to be put away. Supplies for a specific holiday, like especially Pesach, Passover. You're going to have a lot of boxes of things for Passover. You could also make a Shabbat box that you bring out every Shabbat that keeps all of your Shabbat things in one place. A rabbit hole that you may or may not want to descend into is by putting Shabbat prep in the search of TikTok or Instagram. You'll find a lot of ideas for things you might need to get ready for Shabbat each week. Maybe you'll find some inspiration, or maybe you'll just lose your paycheck. Now, what not to buy on Amazon Prime Day when you're a Jewish conversion candidate? Fancy Judaica that you don't know how to use yet. If you don't know how to use it, don't buy it. Anything that pressures you to be perfect. And third, ritual items from sellers who are not Jewish and could not give a crap about Jewish people. You would not believe the amount of cultural appropriation there is out there. Fake mezuzahs, fake tzitzit are the two biggest ones. Don't hate on me for how I pronounce tzitzit. I'm not good at saying that. It can be very tempting to grab a Star of David necklace, Magen David necklace, or a Shabbat set from a random Amazon seller because it's cheap or looks pretty. But a lot of those items are made by companies with zero connection to Judaism. Some of them are mass-produced in ways that flatten or misrepresent Jewish ritual, or worse, sold by people who are intentionally profiting off Jewish culture without respecting it. You will see most of that in Messianic Christians who call themselves Messianic Jews. That's cultural appropriation, and it's especially important to avoid if you're in the process of joining this people in our tradition. Also because they don't always make things correctly, and sometimes it matters how they're made, especially the mezuzahs and the tzitzit. When in doubt, check the seller. Look for people who label themselves as Jewish-owned or Judaica shops. Judaica is Judaica. Or at least understand that selling Jewish stuff is more than just slapping a Magen David on a candle. so you can check the store name and their about section. If they don't mention anything about Judaism or Jewish tradition, that's a red flag. Look at the product titles. If they use generic or clunky names for products, like Jewish Sabbath ceremony set, they probably don't know what they're selling. And then look at the reviews. Are the reviews full of Jewish people saying, this worked great for my Shabbat? Or is it just a bunch of people saying, this arrived on time? You particularly need to be aware of Messianic Judaism followers selling products that are not actually kosher for Jews. So Messianic Judaism is a much bigger topic than I can cover in this video, but I have strong feelings about it and how they mislead people into believing that they're Jews so that they can lure Jews in to convert them to Christianity. And they sell a lot of Jewish stuff, and a lot of it is wrong because they don't know what they're doing. They are play acting at Judaism. So if you see any mentions of Yeshua or Yahshua, Y-E-S-H-U-A or Y-A-H-S-H-U-A, this is one of the biggest giveaways. Those names mean Jesus. Jews do not refer to Jesus in that way. That is Messianic Christian terminology. If you see them combining Hebrew with New Testament references, if you see anything about the Torah and the New Covenant, back away slowly. You may see them use words like Hebraic roots, Messianic Judaism, or completed Jew. These are code for Christian groups that mimic Jewish rituals, but center Jesus. Next, you may see Jewish symbols mixed with doves, fish, or crosses. If there's a Magen David with a cross in it, congratulations, you found the Messianic Jew. Or a menorah with a Jesus quote underneath, not Jewish. The next is the talit, or talis, you might hear with more Yiddish pronunciation, the prayer shawls that usually men wear during prayer. If you see them written in English or Greek, those probably aren't Jewish sources. The atara, the plate that's across the back of the neck area, real talesim have Hebrew on the atara. Not surprisingly, if it says Jesus is Lord on the atara, not Jewish. It's cosplay. You're going to want to look out for sellers with names that kind of give away that it's probably not Jewish. Like anything that has Yeshua, Lion of Judah, El Shaddai, Yahweh. Those aren't terms we use Jewishly very much, so maybe they could be Jewish, but odds are good they're not. Look deeper. Similarly, you might see them using other Hebrew words without context, like Yahweh from before, which means God, shofar blessings, holy Torah anointing oil. You might also see them writing YHVH, short for Yud He Vav He, which is the unsaid name of God in the Torah. Jews will refer to it as Yud He Vav He, but we don't talk about it that often. And we certainly don't write out YHVH like ever. It just doesn't come up. So if you see someone doing that, it's probably a Messianic Jew. Here's the thing about Prime Day. It's designed to make you panic buy. Limited time, lightning deal, only 3 left. But you're not here to impulse buy your way into Jewish life. You're here to build a strong foundation. So make a list before you open the app. Go in with a plan. What do you actually need right now to support where you are in the conversion process? Not where you hope to be in 2 years, because there will be more Amazon Prime Days before then. Not what someone on Reddit says you should have. Your list, your stage. Set a budget and honor it. If you wouldn't buy it full price, don't buy it just because it's 37% off. That mezuzah case might be gorgeous, but if you don't have a place that you can put them up, that's future use mitzvah and today use distraction. Watch for fake deals. Some sellers raise the prices before Prime Day just so they can slap on a discounted tag. If something feels off, or if you just want to check everything that you're trying to buy, you can use the browser extension camel. Yes, 3 camels, all as one word, to check the price history. It's an amazing plugin to use. Really comes in handy. And buy things that make your life smoother, not heavier. A second set of utensils if you're starting to separate meat and dairy? Great idea. A $200 designer challah board? You'll use it twice and then stress anytime someone puts a cup near it. The lesson? Prime Day is great, but it's only helpful if you buy what serves your real life, not your Instagram life, not your imaginary life, not someone else's life on TikTok, yours where you are today. So here's some of the things you might want to save. Plug in appliance timers for Shabbat, a siddur, a chumash, a tanakh, a slow cooker, modest clothing basics, books you actually plan to read, storage bins, headphones for shiurim and online classes, a quality Havdalah set that you love, hot water kettle or urn, and what you should maybe skip, a full Passover dish set, unless you're hosting like now, this year. Hebrew-only texts if you're not already fluent in Hebrew, 15 books that Reddit says are must-have, but they're not right for your stage, designer Judaica that stresses you out to use because you're afraid it's going to get damaged and you're going to lose a lot of money, fancy table linens that you will never wash, any item that screams someday instead of supporting you right now. When you're building a Jewish life from scratch, the right tools really make a difference, and a big sale day is a great time to save money doing that. But at the end of the day, Prime Day is just a sale. But building a Jewish life? That's real sacred work, whether you're converting or starting from square one. Let me know in the comments. What's one thing on your Jewish wish list this Prime Day? Or what you plan to get next if it's not from Prime Day? Or what's made your journey easier and that you think other people should check out? I would love to hear that. If you want more practical, grounded advice to support your journey, from what to buy to how to stay connected to your why, follow for more, and I'd love to welcome you to join my email list. My mailing list is full of tools, resources, encouragement, and real talk for folks building a Jewish life that fits. You can sign up at buildingajewishlife.com, and you'll also get access to the resource library that has printable tools to make your journey easier. You don't have to figure this out alone anymore.